There. Wobble, wobble! Yeah. What up, Jeep fam? Ooh. Oh, hey. So, yeah, we're on the way to the shop. We're gonna go swap out some tires. You guys are gonna learn how to change a tire on a beadlock wheel today. See you guys there. So, Jeep fam, we're in the back of the shop right now. First step to changing a meat off of a beadlock. Obviously, you gotta take tire off, so let's get tire off. Alright, got the 8 lug nuts off, set them aside. Pull this meat off real quick. If you guys want to know what we're using, take them off. This is Milwaukee Fuel, brushless. This is a 1/2-inch drive. Number on it is 2767-20. It's 18 volt. She's a bad mama jamma. Call her Bertha. Alright, she off. Since we got it off, we're gonna inspect. We're gonna inspect the brakes, see how they're doing. Make sure everything is still good, obviously, and then we're gonna start on this bad mama jamma. Alright, y'all. First step is obviously gotta remove the air out of the tire. Normally you'd use the valve core remover tool, but I don't have one, so I'm gonna use this. It's just a air nozzle to air up the tires. So that's what we're gonna use to drop all the air pressure. Could be a while. Yep, this will be a while. Alright, y'all, we got all the air out. Now you gotta take all these bolts out. These are 1/2-inch. Some use 9/16, some use 7/16. It all depends on the manufacturer. These are TR beadlock wheels. They use 1/2-inch bolts that go all the way around. There's about 500 million of the fucking things, so we're gonna start taking these out. Don't forget, they do have washers. You don't want to lose the washers because it helps distribute the pressure going down on the beadlock. Make sure you keep all the washers on there. Make sure you don't lose any of them, obviously. So let's get to it. Alright, y'all, you got all these done. I'm gonna pull this ring off. Comes off nice and easy because, you know, make sure you use anti-seize on your bolts. Otherwise, you could actually rip out the threads on your wheel, which is obviously a bad thing, and you don't want to do that. I wrote, rim don't jiggle jiggle. There, wobble wobble! Alright, got the ring off. Now all we gotta do is pop the bead off the front, super easy, and then we gotta pop the bead off the back, which is not super easy. Either you take it to a tire shop and have them do it, but you also gotta find a place that does 40s. No place around here does 40s, so we're gonna have to figure out a mechanical genius way of doing this, which is probably dangerous. OSHA is not here. This is Ocean's approved.
Yeah, I just fixed my mask though.
Yeah.
We need like a little ramp I can drive on.
Yeah. So clearly that didn't work. So he's bringing his little skid steer over here. We're gonna try to break it loose right here. So I'll set you guys up so you guys can watch. Hey, it's monstrous! All right, y'all. I got a hold of Brian's Auto in Manistee and kind of sweet talked him into helping me out with the tire. They're gonna put it on their tire machine. They think they can handle up to a 40-inch tire. They're gonna try it. That's all we got, because obviously that didn't work. So if it happens, we'll see you guys back here. All right, y'all. As you guys can see, we got the wheel out, cleaned it up a bit, made sure the face was nice and clean. Clean the inside. Now we're gonna take some Dawn dish soap and, well, it's not Dawn, is it? It's Ultra. It doesn't fucking matter. Soap. We're gonna lube the living daylights out of the bead, because these beads on the Maxxis Razor MTs are insanely stiff, and it's very, very difficult, to say it nicely, to get them to pop around this lip and to stay down. But once they stay down, you put the ring on, and you have, like, when I first did it, I had two buddies, well, three, stand around the edge of the tire to hold the bead down while I put the ring on, and then tighten a few bolts down to keep it from popping over that lip. But I think we're going to use a forklift this time and 2 pieces of wood to hold it down. Hopefully that works. We're going to end up finding out, but let's get to it. So the face of the wheel is going to end up on the other side that's facing down. So basically, you just pick it up, and you don't even remotely get it in there. Again. Going slowly. Got it. That's how you do it right there.
Yeah, simple as that.
I'll edit it out so it'll look like I threw it in there.
Yeah. I feel like one of those fucking TikToks, like, you know, and it's just
Yeah.
done. Yeah, it just airs itself up too, because the air it can't get out so fast.
Yep. All right, so I got her in there like that.
Yeah.
You see how that fucking barrel just kind of seals right up?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's been a few years since I've done it.
Yeah. It's a beat, man. There, we'll move you guys over here. You guys can see us struggle like a motherfucker.
Yeah, like everybody. Beadlocks are awesome.
Yeah, until you gotta change your tires. But this is what you get though. Because there's a lot of places that won't change a tire on a beadlock. They just won't. They don't want to touch them because it's a liability. So if you do get beadlocks, you guys gotta remember, you're probably going to be changing the tires on the beadlocks yourself, unless you live in an area that has something that has a place that will actually change them for you. Now, some of the places that will change these locally here, right now they're not open because it's wintertime, and they only open during the summer months. But some of the places that will do these, they won't do them as in, okay, yeah, you can drive it on the street, because you're not supposed to.
Almost. Yeah, damn.
I told you it was a bitch.
You didn't want to do this with Carl?
No.
With Carl, then.
I don't think Carl would have helped me very much.
Oh yeah.
Go!
Almost. I think it's almost.
It did.
Pretty much.
Alright, don't move.
Yeah.
Alright.
Look how much fun these are.
Make sure you guys, if you have reliefs cut into your wheels, make sure you line up where your relief goes for your valve stem. We got crazy hair, dudes.
Hard end. I think this one started. Looks like.
Just need 4 to start.
I'm not sure about that one.
Get that one?
Yeah.
That's not the one I wanted. Good to know it started.
It is now. Yeah.
Alright, so now that will hold the bead down on that lip while I go through and get completely covered in anti-seize and put it on every single one of these bolts. And then I'll take these 4 out and then do that to them as well. So yeah,
Sweet.
I'm gonna get to it. You guys enjoy the montage. Since we got those done, what we're gonna do is we're gonna do the ones that we tightened down all the way. We're gonna go right next to it. We're gonna tighten that down, and then what we'll do is we'll loosen that up. That way, it still keeps it down, but now we can put the anti-seize on the bolts that we didn't get to yet, because they were tightened down already. So we got all the anti-seize covering all the bolts, and we're gonna snug them down, and then we're gonna break up the torque wrench. As you guys can see, I left my thumb on the one that I first started, and you can see how much it came up, how much that ring is sucking down that bead of the tire to hold it in place. So we're just gonna keep going around, snugging it down. Obviously, this is a massive freaking impact. You don't need to just go on and crank it. Like, go nice and slow and easy with it, because the torque wrench is how you're gonna finish it. And if you go too much with this, especially with this, you're gonna break the bolt off, and that is the worst of your problems. I'm gonna put my thumb back on it so I know where I started. Alright guys, so basically what we're gonna do now, we're gonna break out the torque wrench, and we're gonna go one by one in a pattern all the way around the tire. The main reason that we're gonna do that, I don't know if you guys can hear me, I don't know if I'm yelling or not, but the main reason we're doing that is we gotta make sure they're all at the same torque spec. And if you guys don't know the torque spec, all you gotta do is go onto the manufacturer of your wheel, and they'll have a torque spec on there. Usually, unless it's like some Amazon knockoff stuff, then basically you set them at the average. I'm not gonna say what an average would be because I don't want you guys to like use it and it not work. So do your research and you'll figure it out. All right, y'all, got a torque wrench. My settings for these are 22 foot-pounds, so we're gonna get to it. We wanna do it in steps. We just snugged them down. So like right now I just hit 8. So we'll go to 10 foot-pounds and we'll do a crosshatch pattern just like we did before. And we'll set all these to 10 foot-pounds and then we'll go to about 20 foot-pounds and then we'll do a final one. Hopefully it'll be the last one at 22 foot-pounds. So let's get to it. Now we're back right where we started. So it's at 10 foot-pounds. It was actually below, so we are still pulling it down further and further. So I'm gonna bump this up to go to 20 foot-pounds. Go all the way around, and just take your time, guys. You don't have to go fast. It doesn't matter. And make sure you're doing this with no air pressure inside your tire, because ultimately this is literally what's going to keep the air inside your tire. Because if you don't have a good clamping force, air is going to leak out. You're going to have a flat tire when you wake up in the morning. You're going to be pissed. That's just the way it's going to be. So take your time with this. It's not a race. It don't matter. You guys can hear it beeping. It's getting close to 20. There's 20 foot-pounds. Now, I have this set at 22, so it's beeping to let me know, hey, you're getting close. So slow her down there, hot rodder. All right, y'all. Just went around. I had them all at 22. Went around just in a straight circle, checked them again. They were good. Did a crosshatch pattern, checked them again. They're good. Just went around again, as you guys have seen. Checked them all again. Everything's good. So we're gonna shut off the torque wrench. We're gonna put some air to it. Pop that rear bead on. We're gonna put it on that sumbitch. You guys stay tuned. All right, y'all, we're gonna air it up and get this rear bead to seat. It's pretty close. We got that bottom section down over there. Obviously, don't put your fucking fingers down there. That's a bad time. It's gonna pop right now. Boom! Shit yeah, dude! Before we get any further, I'm gonna check, since that popped, I can lay her down, but I'm gonna check PSI in here. I only want 25 PSI in these. Riding around for, like, just to the house. I'll check PSI again, make sure it stays the same. Tomorrow morning I'll come out, I'll check PSI, make sure it stays the same. And if not, I'll add air, obviously. And then I'll be periodically checking these every single day. And then I'll check them every single day for about a week to 2 weeks. And then after that, week to 2 weeks, I'll check them once every week. And then after that, like month goes by, they've stayed the same, they're consistent, I'll leave them be and I'll check them probably every couple months. And definitely before any big long trip, check your tires, make sure they're all the same PSI. I'm gonna go get my tire pressure gauge and I'll be right back. All right, so I want 25 PSI in here. Let's see where we're at right now. We're at 15, just above, about 16 or so. But let's keep putting air in until we get to 25. Then I'll bring it down to 25. All right, dead on 25. We're gonna get this thing put on. You guys, stay tuned to the end of the video because we're almost there. All right, we got her on. She done did. Now, we gotta put the tire on the back, on the rear carrier that I'm gonna use for my spare now. And then I actually have to tighten up the rear carrier, which I'll take you back there and show you that. And I gotta get that done so that way it stops dropping down. Out in California, we had a little bit of mishap, which I'll explain back there. Now what ended up happening back here is we have these pins that go down in these holes, which hold this in place so it doesn't swing out. Well, out in California, we had this style that didn't have a safety pin. And this side had a safety pin, as you can see the hole in the bottom, but I broke it off. So this one is actually supposed to be like this with a safety pin that's tethered to it. Now out in California, we didn't have ones that had the little tether with the safety pin. And basically what happened is we're doing about 80 coming across the desert. The tire carrier was closed with a 40-inch tire on it. Somehow they ended up both the top and the bottom pins both came out. The tire swung all the way out to the side and it wreaked a little havoc on it. As you can see, it doesn't line up anymore and you have to lift it up to put it into place. That's not very hard when there's no tire on there. Now, when you put a big meat on there and you're trying to do that, it gets kind of old pretty freaking fast. So over here on the other side, I'll take you guys over there and show you how you can adjust it. Now the way you can adjust these is with this. It's an eccentric bolt. As you can see, I can spin that. It's not supposed to be like that. And I can also loosen the nut on the bottom. I'm not supposed to be able to do that. Well, we're gonna adjust it so that way it gives it a little bit more structural support so it stops dropping down when I go to open the gate, because it's kind of a pain in the ass and I'm really sick and tired of opening the gate. I honestly absolutely love this tire carrier. Let me rephrase that. I love this style of tire carrier. I would love to have an aluminum Generate one. They're just freaking expensive. I can't bring myself to spend the money on it when I can spend the money on other things right now. Since I already have a tire carrier, there's just no point. Now, this tire carrier itself, I absolutely despise because there's not really a lot of adjustment on it. These are not greasable. That is not greasable. It kind of defeats the whole purpose on this whole build of everything needs to be able to be serviced, and this cannot, and it drives me crazy. But on the Generate ones, you have grease fittings and you can grease these, and it's super smooth. I watched Tony Pellegrino, the owner of Generate, open his tire carrier, and it makes me mad every time because he can open it with a finger, and I'm like, oh! It drives me crazy. But we're gonna get this adjusted so that way it sits in the correct spot, and that way we don't have to worry about it no more. So basically all you do, you grab yourself an adjustable 10mm, throw a bertha in there, make sure it'll actually go in there. Take a extremely large impact that's probably completely overkill for what you're doing. Drop her down in there and let her fucking eat. There you go. Oh, also make sure that that's adjusted where you need it to go. Otherwise, that kind of defeats the whole purpose of adjusting it. But yeah, that's how she goes. But either way, you guys have a good day. Oh yeah, don't forget, if you guys want any of that JeepFam merch, head over to the link in the description and get yourself some JeepFam merch. We got some new stuff for the ladies and for the guys and for the dads and for the kids. Go check it out. I hope you guys like it. I'm not 100% 100% sure how